Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one's entitled, "The Coronavirus is a Lie." Now, the coronavirus is a flu virus like the ones that have been affecting our planet every year, and especially in the winter season for at least centuries. We know this because the symptoms for the coronavirus and for the flu are the same. It is true that some flu viruses seem to target the digestive system, but most target the respiratory system, just like the coronavirus. And you can see the symptoms here. These are flu symptoms. We have fever or feeling feverish, chills, cough, sore throat, runny or stuffy nose, muscle or body aches, headaches, fatigue, just tiredness. And some people may have vomiting and diarrhea, though this is more common in children than adults. So those are the symptoms for the flu, and for the coronavirus, COVID-19, because it appeared in 2019, is runny nose, which we have there, runny nose, sore throat, cough, fever, difficulty breathing, severe cases, which also happens with the flu, as I will show. We have been told that the coronavirus causes pneumonia and people die, hence the difficulty breathing. But the flu or influenza also kills people, and we can see this, which comes from the CDC website. It's about the flu. It says that this is just in the US. CDC estimates that influenza has resulted in between 9 million and 45 million illnesses. That is between 140,000 and 810,000 hospitalizations, and between 12,000 and 61,000 deaths annually since 2010. So it causes a maximum of 61,000 deaths annually every year since 2010. And it's never declared an epidemic, so I suppose 61,000 deaths is normal for a flu virus. So this is statistics from the CDC. Now, how does the flu kill? Primarily by the upper respiratory infection turning into pneumonia, just like with the coronavirus. Now let us compare the number of deaths, and this comes from Scott Sion via Twitter on March 12, 2020. He's placed a 2 there, but I think he meant a 3 for March, because this was 19 hours ago, and I'm writing this on March 13th, the day after. And here we can see 4,718 reported deaths worldwide, 127,863 reported cases, confirmed cases worldwide. And then there's the breakup of how many have died worldwide below the total here, okay, for different countries. And here's a better image where we can see it more clearly. So on March 12, we have 4,718 confirmed deaths due to the coronavirus, 3,056 in China, 1,827 in Italy. Sorry, that's just 827. There shouldn't be a 1 there. And then 429 in Iran, 66 in South Korea, 56 in Spain. And that should just be 55, 48 in France, and so on. But there they are detailed. So we have 4,718 worldwide. Now, some people have claimed that the numbers in China are not correct. But if we compare Spain's population of 47 million, the numbers from Spain with China's, which has a population of 1.4 billion, we get 55 per 47 million of the population. That's 1.17 per million in Spain. In China, we have 3,056 per 1,400 million. That's 2.18 per million in China. It is a little higher. So that means that China's numbers are not wrong when we compare them with Spain. And then if we further compare with South Korea, they're about the same. South Korea has a population of 5.5 million. So that's 66 divided by 51.5 million. That's 1.28. Slightly higher than Spain's. And also less than China. So this does not suggest that they are underreporting in China whatsoever. And I'm sure that the CDC also worked with confirmed cases of flu and confirmed cases of death due to the flu to come up with their yearly statistics in figure 2. And that therefore there were most likely many more cases that were never reported. And most likely a lot of people that actually died of pneumonia, and it was not attributed to the flu. So this is not an argument that can be used to make people think that there are so many more cases that are not being reported that due to the coronavirus, because the same thing would have happened with the flu. So that means we can just compare numbers of confirmed cases with numbers of confirmed cases on both sides. So based on what is reported, the CDC states that up to 61,000 people die of the flu per year. This means that 5,083 deaths can be caused by the flu per month in the US. So that's 61,000 divided by 12, 5,083. And from this we can see immediately that the coronavirus is far from deadly because it has caused less deaths worldwide. 4,718 in over 2 months because it started at the end of December. So that's January, February, and nearly half of March. And it has caused less confirmed deaths than the flu causes confirmed deaths as well in 1 month alone as a result of the flu. These deaths as a result of the flu, these deaths as a result of the coronavirus in 2 months. This is for the world's population. This is for the US. This is over 2 months. This is over 1 month. You can tell immediately that we are not dealing with an epidemic. This is not an epidemic. The idea is in itself ridiculous, but let's go further. Now, the US has a population of 329 million. The world has a population of 7 billion. The flu virus can cause up to 10,166 deaths in 2 months. That's 10,166 divided by 329 million. That's 30.9 per million. And the coronavirus has caused 5,000 and I've rounded up quite a bit there in about the same time. It's actually in over 2.5 months, but 5,000 in a population of 7 billion. So that's 5,000 divided by 7,000 million. That's 0.714 per million. This means that the normal flu is typically 30.9 divided by 0.714, that number, which is equal to 43.2 times more deadly than the coronavirus. And they're calling it an epidemic. Anybody that says that this is an epidemic is lying. The World Health Organization is lying. The US government is lying. Any doctor who thinks that this is an epidemic when the statistics for the flu are clearly available is lying. Now, you just look at that number. Sometimes you cannot quite comprehend what the number 1 to 43 means. So here it is as a diagram so you can see it visually what it means. This is the amount of death that the coronavirus is causing. This is the amount of death that the flu would typically cause, according to the CDC, per million of the population. It can be clearly seen that the coronavirus is not an epidemic. The coronavirus is alive This means that the coronavirus is a complete fabrication. The deaths caused by the flu were ignored for years, and they are now focusing on each one in order to create a huge lie and take the Earth's population hostage based on this lie. This lie shows who exactly is controlling the news media worldwide, the father of lies, through his Antichrist. In addition, the idea that they are doing all they can to protect the people's health is an even bigger lie. Because what are they doing? They're closing down the borders. They're declaring medical martial law based on this lie. And they're saying that they are doing it to protect the people's health, to save lives. But the research has been done and is available, which shows that vitamin C is what works to prevent deaths. Linus Pauling did research on vitamin C many years ago, and he was a physicist, and showed the following. Vitamin C can protect indispensable molecules in the body, such as proteins, lipids, carbohydrates, and nucleic acids, DNA and RNA, from damage by free radicals and reactive oxygen species that are generated during normal metabolism by active immune cells and through exposure to toxins and pollutants. In other words, chemotherapy, drugs, cigarette smoke. Vitamin C also participates in redox recycling of other important antioxidants. For example, vitamin C is known to regenerate vitamin E from its oxidized form, from damage by free radicals generated during normal metabolism by active immune cells. What happens when you are infected with a virus? Your immune system goes to war against it. The metabolism causes all kinds of problems which vitamin C can mitigate. That's why it keeps people alive as the immune system fights the virus. Viruses attack cells and cause cell death. Vitamin C can help support the body when under attack and thus prevent death. By the way, this comes from the Linus Pauling Institute, the Oregon State University website. There's the link. And Robert F. Cathcart, MD, a doctor, successfully treated thousands of viral illness patients with massive doses of vitamin C. This comes from the Doctor Yourself website, the flu shot article he has on there. Here's the scientific publication, Cathcart RF vitamin C titrating to bulk tolerance, NS scorbemia, and acute induced scurvy, which happens when the body is fighting a virus because of what Linus Pauling described above. Med Hypothesis, that's the journal. This was published in 1981, November. This research is known and available to the governments, to the World Health Organization, to the medical establishment worldwide, to every single doctor. They do not use it because they are not interested in preserving life. They have chosen death instead. They want people to die. Now, I have not even gone into the confirmed cases of flu annually, which is at least 9 million. That's the minimum number provided by the CDC per year in the US alone. That is a minimum of 750,000 confirmed cases per month in the US alone, whilst the coronavirus has created only 130,000 worldwide. And again, I rounded that up. That's in 2 months. Actually, it's over 2 months, but let's leave it at 2 months, 130,000. So we have 130 divided by 750, it's 0.173. So 0.173 of the cases that the normal flu creates in 1 month, and that's comparing with the minimum number. That's only 17% of the minimum cases of confirmed cases. I'm sure there are a lot more than those that are confirmed. So we cannot use that argument here. It's only 17.3%, and it's an epidemic. From this tiny number, we can see that the coronavirus is a ridiculous lie. The coronavirus, as an epidemic, is the most ridiculous lie I have ever come across. And the whole world, the governments, the World Health Organization, the experts, they cannot do a bit of arithmetic and figure this out. The numbers are available to them, but they are still saying that it's an epidemic when they can clearly see from the numbers that it is not. They are all lying. So in conclusion, the coronavirus is a normal flu virus, as can be seen from the symptoms associated with it. And like all flu viruses, it can cause death when the infection leads to pneumonia. But the number of deaths and the number of confirmed cases associated with the coronavirus are tiny in comparison with just those reported by the CDC for the US alone, which shows that the coronavirus, as an epidemic, is a ridiculous lie that the father of lies government is telling the world. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.
equator of the sun rotates every 26 days, while the north and south hemispheres rotate every 37 days. And what happens is this, so the bottom of the sun goes this way and the top of the sun goes this way, and you create torsion shear, it's called. And after a while this builds up, it starts crossing each other and building up, and it takes about 25,000 or so years for this to just completely and we're at that place right now. The sun used to be yellow. Okay, the sun is no longer yellow, it's white now. And I'm old enough to tell you it used to be yellow. And anybody my age will tell you that the sun definitely was yellow if you look at little kids' drawings from 30 or 40 years ago. Now they draw the sun as white, but we used to draw the sun as yellow. And it's changed, and NASA knows this. And I think chemtrails are attempts by the elites to dampen this incredible light. I know guys who do construction, and they tell me they're in their 40s, and they tell me that, Jay, 75 degrees doesn't feel like 75 degrees anymore. It feels like 95 degrees. He says, it says 75 degrees, but I'm absolutely toasting on the roof of the house that I'm in. And I said, that's because the the UV is through the roof. They've never seen UV like the ultraviolet, like they see it right now. And NASA doesn't know what to do. They're actually changing their whole idea about how to carbon date and everything, because the sun is not a stable star. They now know it. When I first came out with my work about 15 years ago, NASA called me an alarmist and said, he's an alarmist, don't pay attention. Now NASA's really concerned about this and is advocating putting generators on nuclear power plants, because if you have one of these, an EMP will happen and everything will be wiped out, and they're really, really worried about it. And so in 15 years they've changed their mind, and it's good. And I've been told the same thing, that they're really working overtime to try to make it. And there's different kinds. I've noticed that there's different kinds of chemtrails now. There's new kinds. There used to be just streaks in the sky that would blossom and connect to each other and create a silvery sheen blocking the sun. But now there's little spots that grow into clouds, odd-looking shaped clouds. And our beautiful weather in Colorado has really been kind of destroyed by these things. It's like almost every day, the silver sheen appears in the sky, destroying our bright blue sky, and it's getting kind of disconcerting. And you look at the drought-resistant seeds that Monsanto is developing, and it's like, why are you doing that, And they're worried about something. And this goes back into, the Al Gore, global warming, it's all our fault. Well, it's not our fault. It's the sun that's causing all the heat to go up. It's not the humans. I'm not saying I'm for pollution, I'm not, but I'm saying, one volcano going off puts out more pollution than, we do. And it's not that, although I think we should cool it on the pollution, but we've got to look at the sun. That's where the real problem is. That's what generates weather, nothing.
Okay, folks, I hope that you were able to understand what this man is saying. So I'll explain one thing here real quick. In the beginning, he was talking about the sun's internal rotation. north cap of the sun and the southern cap of the sun rotate differently and at different speeds than the equator. So every 37 days, the top of the sun and the bottom of the sun rotate 360 degrees. The center, the equator, the equatorial region of the sun rotates approximately every 26.9 days, 27 days. So basically that twisting, it's called torsion shear. So you're applying a tremendous amount of pressure on that star. Now, I'm not sure if that happens with other stars, but it's happening with our star. Now, what he's talking about, scientists have known for a very, very long time. I mean, decades and decades and decades, they've known that the polar regions of the sun rotate slower than the equatorial region, therefore torquing the sun. Going back through ancient history, I guess they were able to determine that about every 25,000 years this situation occurs when that torque is placed on the sun. I guess it takes about 25,000 years, and then boom, that explosion occurs. That massive solar flare occurs. If the Earth is in the wrong place at the wrong time, lights out. Literally. And I'm not talking about electricity. I'm talking about all plant life, animal life, and human beings. Destroyed. And I'll show you point blank. We're going to go to the SDO, Solar Dynamics Observatory. And this is our extreme ultraviolet view of the sun right now. This is a 48-hour loop. One of the major causes of these earthquakes here on our planet is the induction of these heavily charged particles.
So
Bye.